Yes. Okay, as part of our last class, so far we did validation for first name, last name and email, correct?
Sure.
First name and last name and email. For email, what we
Right.
are doing, we are validating, it should be at the rate of is there and dot should be there, and the length should be more than 1. So that is our last validation for email.
Hmm.
Let me take, yes. So this is our application. I think you might have seen this email validation. You might have written long back some test cases from your side when you are as a new developer, when you joined as a fresh developer, right? So that time they used to give these kind of scenarios. Please write test cases, correct?
No, no, well, I was writing manually, but that didn't actually. They were asking me some of the Selenium stuff and all.
Yeah. Manually means you might have written in Excel sheet test
Mhm.
cases, correct? Email should follow
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
many.
I do write stuff. Yep. I do write
Yeah.
the system delivery kind of stuff.
So test, and now we don't have at the rate of, then it will say please provide a valid email address. Then I'm adding at the rate of, but still it will say please provide valid email address. Then I will say gmail.com. Then it will accept. Then it will say it is a valid address. Okay, so far three fields validation is fine, correct?
Right.
Now we need to do gender validation also, correct? So far if you are not selecting any gender, if you are not selecting any gender like male or female, then it should display a pop-up like please select gender. So how to do that validation? See here, so far I have not selected any male or female. If I clicking here, it's not saying anything, so it should pop up a message please select gender. So now first what we have to do, we have to read the but first we have to read the gender value. If gender value is blank or length equal to 0, then you should say please select the gender, meaning they have not selected any radio
Gender.
button. They have to select at least one button, correct? Nowadays in US, I think government introduced another option called none. None means whether maybe they didn't disclose their gender or other type. So that is also one more option. If say for instance some of the application forms, if user don't want to disclose their gender, so you can put other option.
Right.
So that's for security purpose. So they're giving like this. There are so many security rules, and in India also recently we come up. I don't know how we will recharge in generally in US if we have a prepaid mobile.
Hmm.
How we will recharge for prepaid mobiles?
Prepaid mobile.
I think you will
It's
not.
just like you putting some of the money there and then you using it,
So
and there's the
okay, you
it's
have
just like
to.
temporary. They don't that much focus on those.
Okay, you will.
Uh,
Do you need to give your mobile number that time?
for prepaid,
Yes. Anywhere in online or to pay to deposit some amount to your mobile number.
um, not well. To be honest, in prepaid, in especially in America, the places that I live, I never got to use that. I always use that
Postpaid.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, postpaid. And I don't get to come across that stuff that much, so I don't
That
know.
is, but in India, most of the people are using prepaid. Now, prepaid means
Yeah,
every time
I
you have to
used in Bangladesh is prepaid, right?
correct.
Uh-huh.
So that time you have to give your mobile number, right, to get some
Right,
calls. So that is not
right,
secure, correct? You are disclosing your
right,
mobile number. Nowadays, everything is dealing with mobile number because you are enrolling your mobile number in WhatsApp, correct? If you know,
uh-huh.
if I know your mobile number, then I can able to get to know your WhatsApp number. So many things, right? So because of that, government introduced a proxy number. Instead of entering your direct number, a temporarily the telecom providers will give a temporary 10-digit number. So you have to put some amount for the temporary number, so that indirectly that amount will go to your original number,
Huh.
so that other people, that temporary number will work only for one day. just
Right.
to credit the amount into your original mobile number. It's a kind of proxy number. It's for security purpose. I think Indian telecom people they introduced it.
Hmm.
Because say for instance, if most of the ladies, if they want to recharge, they will go to the shop and they'll give their mobile number, right?
Mhm.
So that is not secure, right?
Right.
So instead of giving your original number, they will create a proxy number and they will give to the shopkeepers
Ah, I
or
see.
online. So in US, AT&T is one of the big telecom gainer, right? Verizon
Right. AT&T is one of the big company, right?
and telecom Verizon.
Right.
Verizon. So
Yeah.
these people they will create a proxy number for the customer whenever you are requesting, and you can use it for all prepaid related transactions. So then you will be secure.
Mhm.
So that
Right.
is one of the new thing came into the India because of this digital transaction that we are doing so much stuff. Okay. So whenever we are doing this kind of thing, then I used to compare with US. So what is happening? How they are solving this kind of problems in US. So that's what I came to know all those things. Okay, now so far we are reading first name, last name, email, correct? So it's document
Right.
name, form name, dot field name, dot value. So now I want to read gender. Gender equal to document dot form name dot and gender. So what is our radio button name we had given so far? So if you see here,
Okay.
input type equal to radio and name equal to gender. Input type equal to radio and name equal to gender. Correct? Say for
Right.
instance, now if I select male radio button, the value should be some M, correct?
Hmm.
And if I will select female, the value must be M, correct? So this M and F is only for developer purpose. And male
Right.
female user will see the labels, and if user will select male and developer will get a value back inside as a M, and if user will select female and developer will get back inside as a F. So these are the two values. So this is for developer purpose.
Okay.
And name is gender, and similar way we will give id also. Id also will give one more id and with same name, and in the similar way we will give name equal to gender for female radio button and id equal to gender. So this so this is the way we define the gender button, and now we are going to read gender dot value. So finally we can able to read the gender. Now come back here, gender validation. So here if gender length is less than or equal to 0, then we need to display please select gender, correct? If user
Right.
didn't selected any gender, so then what will happen, the value will become blank. So then length will become less than or equal to 0. Then we need to say please select gender. Then we need to do focus. Now go back to our field and let me refresh it. So now let me enter first name, last name and email, otherwise it will display a lot of alert messages. Okay, now I didn't selected any gender, correct? Now let me, did you see this? Please select
Gender. Mhm.
gender. Again it is pointing to default. Cursor is coming to male. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. You did see that for radio button you will see kind of a rectangular area covered, right?
Right.
It's easy for users. So please select gender always. Then you can say select it. Then it will not ask. Now it is not asking. So now let me try for female one more time whether it's working or not. So this validation whatever we are doing, this is happening only on browser side, meaning client side. It is not going to the server so far. So JavaScript is mainly for client side. So now let me select. Now it is fine. So gender validation is fine, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now we need to do validation for skills, meaning the checkboxes. So how to do validation for this checkbox? So for this checkbox, right, if you see here, we have a C++ select all. Say for instance, now the checkboxes are look like this. If I select all, what should happen? What we are expecting?
It should be at least one radio button is selected. So
So when
the next, all of them should be selected.
correct. So for that we need to write some JavaScript. So for right now nothing is happening. If I select all or deselect, nothing is happening. So whenever you are doing select all, so you should select all the checkboxes, correct?
Right.
So for that what you have to, we have to write some piece of code. So when we select all, it should select all the checkboxes. So for that go back here and go back to your skill set. So this is your input type equal to checkbox, name equal to skills. Input type equal to checkbox, name equal to skills, name equal to skills, correct? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you are selecting C checkbox, the value should come to the developer as a C, correct? So
Right.
because you are selecting C is your one of the line skill set. The similar way whenever you are selecting C++, so we are expecting value as a some CPPP. So this is for developer purpose. In the same way whenever you are selecting select all, we are expecting the value must be all.
Mm.
Okay, now come back to on click. So on click is a event, meaning whenever you are doing select all checkbox selection, so that time we need to call one JavaScript, meaning whenever you are doing this checkbox, this is a event, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have in Selenium also whenever you are doing events, meaning whenever you are clicking a button, so that is an event, right, for you?
Right. It is clicking the radio button. Right.
Everything user is clicking here or clicking button, that you will consider as a event. Based on that you will write some Selenium piece of code and you will read the fields and you will you'll try to navigate to some different browsers or something, correct? So that is based on user event.
Right.
So in case of that there
Mm.
is no user, but you will create a event yourself, correct? From
Mm-hmm.
Selenium side you will click the button by using programming language, correct?
Correct. I just clicked on the radio button. I just identified that particular object. From
Yes,
that, let's say you have put it at the on the ID, one of those ID that I used as a value that is exist, and then I based on that I select that particular button.
correct. You need you based on ID, basically you are navigating by using Selenium.
Right. Based on ID or the value, depending on whatever the unique way that I can identify that particular object.
Correct. Based on that you are identifying the form field element and you are taking their action. And you are
Right.
using this BDD also, Cucumber BDD feature files, development, step definition.
Well, I haven't been using Cucumber, but yes, I do have to learn Cucumber at this moment. Now that it's just the IT infrastructure is changing.
Yes, yes, that is also very important. So if at all if they will ask you to do some web services automation testing, then you have to use web services Cucumber BDD files, step definition. That is also it's easy. It's not that much complicated because nowadays I am doing everything Selenium and Cucumber BDD.
You doing all of this together?
Yes, I am doing. I told you right. We are into Scrum Agile, so we have to do everything.
Oh, Well, my next goal is to learn is two things. One is a cucumber and another one is mobile automation.
Yes, yes.
But before that, I need to get my concept is outstanding with the Java core Java.
Yeah, yeah. Core Java,
That's
now it is familiar. I think now you are reading,
now
right?
I get it. But yeah, in terms of the interview purpose, I need to know the what is inheritance, polymerase, encapsulation,
Mhm.
initialization, and all this. So I just need to review it and all this
Yeah, let me
to see.
know when you are attending any interviews. If you have any, if you are getting any new questions in Core Java, you let me know. We will discuss. Okay. Whenever you are
Definitely.
attending any interview, if you are getting, if you are coming up with new questions, just let me know. We will talk on that. And that's
Sure.
okay. Now, select all for checkbox. If the user is clicking on click, then what I want to do, I want to write one JavaScript function which will select all skills, correct? It should select all the skill checkboxes.
Hmm.
So that is my goal actually. So because of that, I'm writing a new JavaScript function, select all. Then come back to your JavaScript part. So come back here. So at the top, I'm going to write another function. So because this is a different function, only for whenever user is clicking on select all. So then what I want to do, I want to select all the checkboxes, whatever is available, especially for skill set.
This is a different function for that.
Yes, this is a different function. This will work only for select all checkboxes.
Okay.
Document to dot form name is student registration, and what is our checkbox name we had given, and is skills. So document name dot form name dot skills. Okay. And if you see these checkboxes, right, C++, and select all, for all the checkboxes name is different, but value is different, correct? Value is always different, but name is same, meaning it is like array. Skill set is array. Why? Because user can able to select more than one, correct?
Right.
So he can select more than one. It is, if you see gender, he can select only one, he cannot select both. But in case of skills, he can select more than one, meaning it is an array, but we don't know how many user will select. So in that case, we need to treat this as an array. So from day one, I told you, right, in Java we have so many different data types like string, integer, float, double, correct?
Right.
But whereas in case of but whereas in case of JavaScript, there is no that many data types. We have only one data type called var, so it can able to hold any kind of data. See here, skill all select, so it is an array now. So what I have to do now, for I need to, where I equal to 0, I'm going to write a simple for loop. I less than length I plus plus, and of I dot checked equal to true. By default, I am selecting all the checkboxes blindly. Whenever user is selecting the checkbox, then by default I am doing check for all the checkboxes I am selecting. Okay, now let me refresh and I will show you, then you will understand. So if I doing check here, it's not happening. Why the hell? Select all length. First let me select.
Is it because of the word is spelling is wrong document?
Yes, correct, you are correct.
And then
DOC.
yeah, the things it has to be accurate, right?
Yes, yeah, it should be accurate. Otherwise it will not work. correct? Now it is selecting, right? Did you see this? Now nothing is selected. Now I'm going to, but whenever I am doing uncheck, can I able to uncheck? I am not able to uncheck. So for that, now what is happening? It is working partially, correct? If I do check, it is selecting everything,
Are you
correct?
checking? Yeah.
So now I want to do unselect. So whenever I am doing second time, click this one. It should uncheck everything, correct?
Right.
So for that, what I have to do, we have to write if a small condition here. If the checkbox is already selected, then we have to do uncheck. If the checkbox is not selected, then we have to select everything, correct? Meaning now go back here. So now now if I do the checkbox of select, if I select this one, what we have to do, we have to select all the checkbox, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so this is one scenario. Now if I do check again back, what it's supposed to do, it should uncheck everything, right? So that is not happening. See, now I'm keep on clicking it, but it is not doing uncheck. So for that, what we have to do, we have to write a logic. If the checkbox is already selected, if user is clicking again second time, meaning we need to uncheck everything.
Okay.
Okay, if the checkbox is not selected, if you are trying to do check first time, then we need to select everything, correct? So this condition we need to add now. Okay, now let me select it. So the checkbox, this is an array, I told you, right? So this is an array, these fields values will become array. So array means this is the 0 index, and this is the first index, and this is the second index. When we are discussing in Java, when we are discussing about strings, right? So that time I told all the elements, the index will start from 0, correct?
Right.
So that concept is same for everywhere, all the programming languages.
This too.
So meaning by default I am trying to check if the select all checkbox is checked, then I will get this flag as a true. If it is already checked, then I will get this as a true. Meaning, so that time what I had to do, if it is already selected, then I had to do uncheck everything. So I had to give here false. If it is not selected, then I have to select everything by default. Now go back here and just refresh. See, now the checkbox is not selected, correct? So first time I am selecting it. So why the hell is not selecting? Select checkbox checked. So to so to debug the JavaScript, always we have to use alerts. So in Java or Selenium, when you are doing that, how you are debugging your code, you will add some sysouts, right? Then you will
Exactly.
see whether it's cursor is, I mean, control is coming to there, or not, or what is the value in that position, to see the value. In the similar way, to debug your JavaScript, you have to use alerts, and you have to check the value. You have to check the value. Okay, now let me refresh it and let me select it. So it is saying true. If it is checked equal to true, then length equal to true, true. Okay, now let me refresh. So it is selecting everything. Now let me uncheck it. So false. So here I need to change reverse. So this is false.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is it probably because of the false and true?
Yes, this is a false. So now it is perfect. So this is the way to debug the JavaScript. So if you want to know what is the value it is coming, just add one alert and you can able to see the value. Now select all is working. Now I want to deselect everything. Then check this one again back. Then it will do uncheck everything. Then you can select
Now
whatever
you
you
can,
want.
yeah, now you can take up the alert, right?
Correct. Yeah, now you can remove it. So that is only for debugging purpose. So this is the way to do the validation for select all. Now select all is working. Okay, now what I want to, our main another goal is, so now let me add something, let me add something. Now I don't want to select gender, so it should pop up. So valid, so it's asking valid email address. First let me enter
Yeah,
it.
at gmail.com.
Okay, Gmail is perfect. Now I was not selected any gender, so it is asking, let me select gender. Now I'm clicking it. Do you see any validation for this one? You should
Nope.
display like please select at least one skill.
Right.
Please select at least one skill. For that one, what I had to do, I had to do a validation. So for that, what I had to do, I had to read the skill here in our regular validation. So now whenever you are reading this checkbox, then what we have to do, we have to write a for loop here. So after gender validation, so skills validation. So how to do validation for this checkbox, right? So we have to iterate all the checkboxes and you need to look for at least one checkbox is selected or not, correct?
Right.
We need to say to the user please select at least one skill. So for that what we have to do, we have to write a for loop for where I equal to 0, I less than, what is the variable name, we are reading all the skill set, skills list. So we are defining the skills list into the variable, and this list of variable, this list we need to iterate it, and we need to expect at least one checkbox should select. So here we need to write if condition, if at least one is selected, then you can declare a variable here where flag equal to false. By default I'm giving this value as a true, sorry. Okay, true. Okay, if at least one is selected, then I'm making this flag as a false. I will tell you why we need the flag. Then break. Break means you don't want to iterate the loop again. Just it will come out of the for loop. So here you need to write a one if condition. So here flag, if flag is equal to true, then you need to write alert message. Please select at least one skill set and return it back. Don't do anything. So why we need that flag, so first we are looking for at least user need to select one checkbox, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if user is selected at least one checkbox, then you can make that flag as a false. If this flag equal to false, then this if condition will not execute, correct?
Right.
Then user will not see this alert message. Say for instance, user not selected at least one checkbox, then this if condition will never execute. So the default value is
Like,
true. Then the alert message will be seen by user. Correct?
Right.
So that is the main intention. Now I am entering first name, last name and email, and I am selecting some gender. I am not selecting any checkbox. I'm clicking it. See, it's saying please select at least one skill set. See, again I'm clicking it. Please select at least one skill. See, the cursor is not coming to here. Did you see this?
Right.
So to move the focus by default to the first skill set, if you want to move it, then you can copy the previous logic in the similar way. Just copy it. Document.get element by id. So we need to move the focus to zero element. Why? Because this is an array, right? Skills is an array, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to move the focus to first element. First element means the zero index. Okay, now let me hit it, whether it will work or not. Hit it to type. So I'm not selecting anything. So please select users. So it's displaying the message. Now I will select one checkbox and it will not ask. Did you see any message now?
No.
So we are expecting at least one selection. So that you can able to write. If you are expecting at least two skills, so that also you can able to write condition, meaning you have to maintain a count here. If they are selecting more than one, like you need to write here one where count equal to 0. By default you can give 0, and then every selection you can increment the count to plus plus.
All right.
So for every selection you can increment the count, and you can check here the count equal to true or less than 0, then display the message please select at least two skills, something like that. So for now the checkbox validation is done. Now we will see the last one is, so it will not take much time. This is same as this is same as like a text box. So user need to select some valid university, correct? So they have to select university 1 or university C. So user should not select please select, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So for that one, how to do the validation? So first we have to read the university, the selected university. To read the selected university, go back here, drop down, and here you need to give some name for your university. Name equal to UNIB or SITY university, or ID also you can give same name, and copy this university and paste it here. This is fine. See, now we have options, multiple options, right? User can select please select, or user can select user university 1 or university 2, correct?
Right.
So if user will select please select, what is the value? Please. If user will select university 1, what is the value for developer? University 1. If user will select university 2, what is the value for developer? Like in your Selenium, right, you are using backend side some unique ID. Why you are using that unique ID? To identify a particular field, right?
All right.
In the similar way here also we need to get to know what is the selected value. If user will select university 2, what is the developer will, what is the developer need to get something, right, the selected value. So developer will get university 2, university 1 and please. So this is the developer values.
Hmm.
Okay, now copy this one and go back to your submit validation. So we need to read the similar way. Just copy the line as it is. Instead of skills, replace here value, and here just give the same name as university. And now come back here, and if university validation, So here what you have to do, just copy this logic and just one simple alert message. If so, by default, what is the value you will see here?
Please
Please
select.
select. Correct. Please select. So if please select is the selected value, so the developer will get the value as a select. Correct. Select. So that is the
Mhm.
default value we had given. So university and value equal to. So what is the default value for please select? PLS, correct? So this value you have to copy and you need to check if the value check the drop down value is please select PLS means the user is not selected a valid university, correct? So if value is PLS means the user is not selected valid university, then you have to pop up a message like please select university, correct?
Hmm.
So then what we have to do after that, we have to populate, sorry, you have to focus the university field. So here just write it here. Now go back here and refresh and provide the value, first name, last name, email, and select something, and don't select any university and submit it. What is saying? Please select university, because so far you have not selected any valid university. This is not a valid university, right?
Right.
So now it should focus. See, now the cursor is coming to here. Did you see this? Again it coming back here. Please select university, and whenever clicking OK, then do you see that the all the corners its colors is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Please select university. Then we have to select something else. Then click is the button. Now you should not expect any alert messages. Correct? This is fine, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the text color is becoming, whenever cursor is coming to here, the text also color, the text color is becoming yellow, so that's what you are not able to see any text. So for that what we have to do, we have to change the, where is our text area? So here we need to change at least to text color, text color and text decoration. It's fine. I will change this yellow to red. Let me test it. Okay, let me remove the color because the text color is, shit. The text color and background color is becoming same, so because of that we are not able to see, our text actually what our user is typing. See, now I'm typing it but I'm not able to see. If I come out of that one, then I can able to see it. So because of the same color, so now let me remove it. Now let me refresh. Now let me type. Still it is not working, so I had to open a new browser. So this is because of cache problems. So let me open new browser. Still no work, no luck. Okay, let me restart it once.
You mean that it's starting the server?
Yes, why? Because the changes are not coming, right? So we have to undeploy the existing stuff and we need to remove the new stuff. Otherwise,
So that's when whenever our server developer says that we are starting the
yeah.
server, so it's just because of those issues.
Yes, they will restart. Sometime if we said I'm not getting changes, then what developers will do? Just they will restart the server. So
So
now I
yeah.
changed this color, but still it is displaying as yellow. But I removed the color, but still it is coming, means something wrong. So now I had to use a different browser because cache is there. So let me use Firefox. Now it is not coming, correct? Please select last name, provide it. Please provide email ID. Select skill and university. Select. So for now we are not doing any validation for address, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So to do the validation for address, what we have to do? So let me copy and we will try in Firefox also. Yes. Please provide first name, last name, email, and let me select some gender, skills, and university. So far our validation till university we completed. So for address, right, I have not provided any address, but I'm clicking the register button and I'm not seeing any pop-up message, correct?
Right.
So for that, what we have to do, just we have to read the address value. If user is provided any address, and if we need to read the address value, and we need to verify the address length. If the length equal to 0, then we have to say please provide address. So this is the name and ID equal to address. And you can hold the value into address fields and just come down here. So here you can add one comment, address validation. So here you need to check if address length equal to 0, then what you have to display? Please provide address, correct? So here we need
Yeah.
to check here length equal to, or if length equal to 0, then we have to say please provide address, and we need to focus the field to address field, and we need to return it back. So where is this field? Yes, this is the one. And let me reload it, and now provide all the necessary fields, otherwise it will display a lot of pop-ups. And mail checkbox, some university, and address I don't want to provide anything, so it's displaying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Please provide validation address, and again I don't want to provide, please select address and display here. Now if everything is success, when you click on the register, then you can display a final message like Validation is
completed.
then you can submit the form. The submit part we will see it later. So far we are doing just validation. So everything is success. Then we need to see one success message, correct?
Mm-hmm.
See now validation is success. Did you see this? Because we provided all the fields validation. Now let me remove email dot. Now I am submitting it. What will happen? Please provide valid email address. Validation is success. So here please provide valid email address. Please provide valid email address, and we are focusing it. After that we have to write return. Otherwise we should not validate other fields, right? So write valid, return it back. Then you will not see that alert message. So that is the way to do the validation. So now submit it. It will ask please provide valid email address. Did you see this dot is missing here?
Yep.
So you add the dot, then everything is success, then it will say validation is success. Now we can do uncheck, submit it. It will say please select at least one skill set, select it. Now select the university as a please select, then submit it, then it will say please select university. It is invalid, right?
Correct.
So this is the way we can do the JavaScript validation. This is clear, right?
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
whenever you submit the form, how does this go to the database?
Yeah, that
If
is
you
the
put to
next part. That is the next part. Whenever I am dealing with servlets, we need someone need to read the field, uh, someone need to read the field, and someone need to put into the database, right?
mm-hmm.
So that is when we are dealing with servlets. So that time I can tell you how to read the form fields and how to put into database.
Oh, okay.
So whenever we are talking about the servlets, so that time I can tell you, maybe we will take simple form like username and password. We need to validate it, right? So that example I can take, and I can tell you how to read and how to keep the values into database, or how to cross check with database. This is clear, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay, you just have a look, and if you have any questions we will discuss it tomorrow's class.
Sure. Definitely.
Okay, I will update this video into YouTube and I will send you the link. Okay.
Okay. So, are you having a class tomorrow?
Yes, we have same time like
Okay.
previous. I is supposed to connect, right? So that time, not like today, same like previous
Sure.
time. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, sure, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.